All right. Our chat room comes through.
Okay.
Nicole did a search about the Postal Service. This is about the story I
Okay.
just told. Okay. The U.S. Postal Service is not a licensed alcohol shipper. If you attempt to send alcohol via USPS and are caught, you are eligible for a costly legal action. In fact, the USPS is so anti-alcohol, they even pull shipments of non-alcoholic items shipped in boxes or packaging with liquor branding. So it's any liquor branding at all.
Yeah.
But again, you'd think we'd figure out a way around this,
Well, they did. Brown paper.
Yeah, brown paper.
Yeah.
I can ship alcohol through the Postal Service if I wrap things in brown paper.
Carrie, are you encouraging people to break the law?
No, I'm saying that they need to lighten up on this liquor box thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I get for trying to reuse and recycle.
Carrie cares about the environment.
I care so much about the environment. I didn't have any children. All right, that's how much I.
You wanted to, but the only reason you
I
didn't.
wanted to have 8 of them. I wanted 8. Yeah, I wanted 8 of them running around, knocking stuff over, and
ruining your life, knocking stuff over.
Kind of
That's what
trouble
kids-
I got into when I tried to ship something in an old marijuana box.
Yeah, don't do
Man.
All right, time for round 1 of your boners. Here we go. 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will decide with your votes of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one should go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. If it wins here, it secures a spot in Boner Dome. It's not boner of the day yet because round 2 comes up at 8:20. 3 more candidates there. We get another winner there. Then we take both winners, put them against each other. Boner fight happens at 9:20 this morning. That's when you'll decide boner of the day with your vote. And then after that, Dave the Flower Guy comes in here like a Republican politician, takes away your vote, and just tells you who is boner of the week. There we go. Time for round 1. Send one of these 3 forward. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive.
You can't buy it. You can only win it. The Radio from Hell Boner T-shirt.
Boner candidate number 1. Well, this is what you get when you call your event a redneck rave. Yes, a redneck rave in Kentucky got rowdy with reports of a man's throat slit and a woman choked in a fight over a blanket. Also, a man impaled on a branch.
Wow.
48 people were charged, 14 arrested, and others were injured in a list of bizarre accidents at a 5-day festival in Mammoth Cave, built as the biggest country event that you'll ever go to. In one of the strangest incidents of the music-themed rave was a man whose throat was slit by, quote, a friend. The Lexington Herald Leader reported on Tuesday the questionable pal is still at large. They also arrested a 29-year-old man for strangling a woman in an argument over a blanket. That man denied doing it, but the woman's neck did show signs of fingerprints and pressure. And there were many other accidents, including a man who drove a vehicle over a 2 or 3 inch thick log and ended up with it piercing his abdomen. Boner candidate number 1. Well, this is what you get when you call your event a redneck rave. Here's boner candidate number 2, racist graffiti. The 6-foot-tall George Floyd statue, which was unveiled in Brooklyn just last week during a Juneteenth celebration, was defaced overnight with white nationalist graffiti, police said. The bust on Flatbush Avenue had phrases written on it. The one phrase, Patriot Front, printed over the inscription. Black paint was also found smeared across the bust. This crime is definitely being investigated as a hate crime, they said. Cops believe the graffiti was done between 3 and 7 in the morning. Patriot Front, by the way, is a white nationalist hate group that formed after the deadly Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's hard to keep track of all the racism, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's all.
Well, you should, though. I mean,
I know.
There's a on Twitter, if you follow JJ McNabb, she's really good at keeping track of the white nationalists.
Boner candidate number 2, racist graffiti. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3, he's one bad mother. Shut your mouth.
Boner candidate number 3 for round 1 coming up after this. Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by...
Are you searching for Pokemon? Locally owned Haster Games has the best selection of Pokemon, Dungeons & Dragons, Magic, and more. Shop online at HasterGames.com or visit the store, 6831 South State. Curbside service is available.
Carrie, that that little rant you went on about not having kids and all of that, and this is kind of to back that up. A survey now shows that 1 in 12 parents now admit that they regret ever having children, and then they say, so 1 in 12, and then it's the other 11 are lying. The other.
Carrie will never have this regret.
I just want to thank the 1 in 12 who was brave enough to come forward and make me not feel so alone. There's this band called Mumford and Sons.
Yes.
And to me, all I ever hear when I hear their music is a banjo.
Sure.
That's all I can hear.
Banjo-heavy music.
Well, their banjo player is leaving the band. Wynton Marshall says he's leaving Mumford and Sons so he can speak his mind without the other members of the band suffering the consequences. He announced his departure where he talked about taking time away from the band after tweeting about right-wing writer-activist Andy Ngo's book, Unmasked, which sparked a social media firestorm. At the time, Marshall was accused of endorsing the far right, but on Thursday he said nothing could be further from the truth. Nothing. Even though he said he liked this book. 13 members of my family were murdered in concentration camps in the Holocaust, Marshall said. My grandmother, unlike her cousins, aunts, and uncles, survived. She and I were close. My family knows the evils of fascism. But it still doesn't explain why he tweeted out support to this author of this book. So anyway, he's leaving Mumford and Sons. So I think that's probably the end of the band.
No, they just get a new banjo player.
Mumford is still there.
Yeah.
He's just one of the sons.
Well, no, but the banjo's gone. I don't know what you're going to do.
Yeah, there's no other banjo players ever.
Steve Martin. Maybe they can get Steve Martin.
Sure. Maybe. And Gina, there's Idris Elba and Regina King.
Yes.
Are in called The Harder They Fall.
Yes.
Netflix has debuted the first trailer for the upcoming. It's a Western.
Mm-hmm. Really?
I think that's a remake, The Harder They Fall. I think there's another old movie. It's an incredible cast of gunslingers. The footage from the movie oozes style and should get your heart racing as you witness the classic tale of revenge unfold in what's sure to be a classic example of the modern-day Western.
Cool.
So it'll be kind of exciting to see. I like the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's go to here. The fireworks industry. They're threatening to sue cities here in Utah for banning fireworks.
Who is they? Who is
there is a group that represents the fireworks industry. It's an association, and they're warning that cities might face lawsuits over all-out bans of personal fireworks this year. Faced with an ongoing drought emergency and potentially catastrophic wildfires, cities have enacted some tough restrictions on personal fireworks. Some communities are limiting them to public parks where firefighters can be on hand, but others have banned them outright. Within the past week, the cities of Ogden, Midvale, Holiday, Cottonwood Heights, Salt Lake City, South Salt Lake, Eagle Mountain, South Weaver have blocked any personal fireworks from being set off around the 4th of July and Pioneer Day holidays. But fireworks are still being sold, even though those bans are in effect. Cities, towns, the state placing some additional restrictions certainly makes some sense, said Dave Davis, the head of the Utah Retail Merchants Association. Where our concern comes is when cities appear to go beyond the scope of the statute that's out there and ban fireworks altogether in their cities. He says,
Well, they're not banning the sales of them, so I don't know if the industry will have much of an argument there.
yeah, I mean, that's true. Really, our plea is buy the fireworks, buy them up, just don't use them.
Yeah.
That's weird. Anyway, let's see. Flash flooding in Harriman yesterday.
Gully washer? The gully
It
washers?
wasn't. Did you see the little video of it? It's a gully washer. It's this brown flash flood, and there's somebody's couch is just like
Wow.
is being
What, that
carried
somebody had
down.
put on a park strip? Is it?
I
one
don't
of
know.
those?
I'm not sure how that happened, but somebody's couch was being washed away in the gully washer. Still a chance of some rain today, I think, right? Yeah. The Utah Highway Patrol says it's getting ridiculous.
What is?
Excessive speeding and fatal crashes are way up in Utah this year. So Utah Highway Patrol Major Jeff Niger and Nyber said that the public should take this as their warning to slow down and stop the extreme driving behaviors. It's getting nasty. It's getting ridiculous. We're losing lives. Now, we're losing thousands more lives to coronavirus than we are in car crashes. Yes, the numbers are up, and yes, people are speeding. Here's a suggestion. If the highway patrol pulls someone over for speeding, they have to ask them if they've been vaccinated, and if they haven't, they give them a shot. So pull over as many people as you want. We'll try and control the speeding and highway deaths, but I think maybe the Utah Highway Patrol should be the people who start, administering those shots.
Or how about this? You're allowed to go over the speed limit if you've been vaccinated. What if you get a pass that lets you go? I mean, not crazy fast, but a little bit faster than everybody else.
The point being, COVID is killing far more people than speeding here in Utah. Far more. Let's see. A judge was hearing a case. The Dominion voting machines. Mm-hmm. And they are suing, Dominion voting machines are suing Rudy Giuliani and the guy who invented the pillow and Sidney, what's her name? Sidney Powell, another Trump lawyer. They're suing those people for defaming them, talking about how they were used to defraud the electorate. A federal judge heard the arguments yesterday to dismiss a defamation lawsuit brought by Dominion Voting Systems, and the judge, although he didn't make a ruling, seemed rather skeptical of the claims by the plaintiffs seeking to dismiss those charges. I think the judge is going to say, no, they got plenty of evidence. We can go ahead with this lawsuit.
Exactly. I mean, Fox News has already settled and caved on that because
did they settle financially?
That's what I heard. Yeah.
And finally, just quickly, Twizzlers. I like Twizzlers. I prefer them to the Red Vines.
Me too.
The Twizzlers has a new flavor coming out, and I'm excited by this. Raspberry Twizzlers.
Nice.
Yeah, raspberry Twizzlers.
I don't know how I'll be able to tell the difference between a raspberry Twizzler and a regular Twizzler.
Oh, you'll know.
Yeah, I think I think you'll be able to. They're a different color. They're kind of a different color, so that's one way you'll know. It's going to be limited edition. I don't know, so if you see them, snap them up.
I will be conducting a blindfolded taste test over the vacation time because I'm not going anywhere, so I'm just staying home. So
gives you something to do.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's it.
Weather traffic.
Brought to you by this summer, buy one, get double with the Mountain America Rewards credit card. You'll earn double rewards on every purchase through July 31st. Details at macu.com/double. So there is a chance of some isolated showers this morning. Thunderstorms in some places are still possible, but that'll be clearing up by the afternoon. High of 86 today. We'll be in the upper 80s, looks like, through the weekend, and then we creep back up into the 90s. With highs close to 100 by mid next week. So you only get a tiny bit of a break from that. Heard from a friend of the program who said, I'm still stuck out here in this West Valley mess. So it's still going on. 5600 West and West Valley closed in both directions between eastbound SR 201 and 24 South. This is due to a pretty serious crash there. Motorists are advised to use an alternate route and expect delays throughout the area. Check the UDOT traffic app for more updates there. That's the only accident, though, I'm seeing. If you're seeing something else like that friend of the program that just texted in, that could be you. I could be reading your words on the radio right now if you text it to us, 33986. Don't miss the 123 sales event at Young Automotive Group. Get 1 year of gas from Maverick, 2.74% interest rate, and 3 months no payments on your vehicle purchase June 24th through the 28th. Terms apply.
Here's boner candidate number 3. He's one bad mother. Shut your mouth. A Florida man. I checked, Gina. This is not your son. This is not your son. A Florida man whose rap sheet includes more than a dozen drug convictions was arrested last month. He was in jail at the time, and he was arrested while he was at the jail. This man, whose name is Shaft Bang Adams.
Like that's his given name?
That's his
Apparently,
name.
Shaft Bang Adams was arrested for driving with a suspended or revoked license. And in the process of booking and checking him over, jailers found crystal meth in the form of some rocks on the inside of the penis skin of Mr. Adams. They tested positive for methamphetamine. So yes, indeed, he had meth concealed in his penis. His name is Shaft Bang.
I'm waiting for the song, Carrie.
Adams.
I'm waiting for Bill to stop.
He's
talking.
one bad mother. I did. I've paused several times. He's one bad mother. Shut your mouth. Number 3.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Number 1, this is what you get when you call your event a redneck rave. A man's throat was slit. A woman was choked. 48 people charged with violence. A man even had a log stuffed through his stomach at this 5-day event in Kentucky. Boner candidate number 2, racist graffiti. A George Floyd statue in Brooklyn defaced with white nationalist graffiti. And boner candidate number 3, he just heard it. He's one bad mother. Shut your mouth.
Okay, here we go. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. Winning here does not make it boner of the day. It secures it a spot in Boner Dome, where 2 boners enter and 1 boner leaves. But we get a round here, and we get a winner of this round, and then round 2 happens at 8:20. We do this again. We get another winner there. We take both winners, put them together. Boner fight happens at 9:20 this morning. That's when you'll decide boner of the day. Right now, it's important to choose 1, 2, or 3. Send one of these 3 forward, the one you think is the worst. Put that single digit, 1, 2, or 3, in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. That's one way to vote. Another is to call 877-602-9696. Use your voice to vote. Or go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Voting June 25, 2021, and vote there. All right? You have until the end of these messages to do it. Let's go. It's round 1. x96.com/live is where you can see us broadcasting live from our homes. Proof of life right there.
I just realized it's where you can see me grimacing.
Yeah.
Why so grimacing, Bill?
Yeah, for 19 weeks, yeah.
Well, really, just today, just the last half hour or so, I never get headaches. I don't ever get a headache. It's something that never has been a problem with me. And I've got a headache. I don't.
Is it this big? Does it have Excedrin written all over it?
It's not huge, but because I never get a headache, it's like just almost unbearable, and yet I realize it's not very bad. But it's just like, oh my God.
How much water are you drinking?
Yeah, you drinking enough water?
Probably not.
That's a big one. I've been getting headaches recently because I'm not drinking enough water.
Jeez.
That's
Carrie's
not
here to
bubbly
help.
water.
That's not Carrie. That's Dr. Nick.
I have a pill that will help you, Bill.
Yeah, unfortunately, the pills that would help me are downstairs.
Oh, well, okay. Gina, what were you playing with? What did you have?
Well, just so school. It starts for Jonesy tomorrow, actually.
So Friday?
Yeah, well, it's orientation day. So,
Yeah, okay.
and it's for all intents and
that's where orientation day is where they tell them which direction to face.
to orient yourself, right? Yeah. So it is upon us, and Muhammad starts next week, and I had ordered some of Muhammad's uniform from Land's End, and so I was getting it out of the box yesterday and getting ready to wash some of those clothes so they can be ready for Monday. And I'm pulling all the papers out of the box. At the bottom of the box, there's this card, and it says, I'm showing you at x96.com/live. It says a special gift for customers of Land's End, a $100 wine voucher,
Well,
delivery included, it says.
well,
For
you have to remember, Land's End is a land where grown-ups live. So
That's what I was going to say. It's something called nakedwines.com. And I went there, and it's like a wine of the month club. You can buy cases of wine there, and I have to claim this within 30 days to get my $100 worth of wine.
Does it have states that are excluded on it?
Well, of course Utah's excluded.
Well, I think there might be a way you can do it.
No.
You sure?
You can't ship wine. You can't ship wine.
You can to the liquor store.
yeah, how does that work now? Because
I think there might be a way you can have it shipped to the liquor store.
Because Pro Flowers did the same thing. They would send, thank you for your purchase, and here's, X amount of dollars at a wine store, and I could never use them. I'd send them to Drew in California, and he used them.
Well, I posted this on Twitter, so probably somebody has stolen my codes already. I would love to know if somebody got that and is getting their $100 worth of wine. But Land's End knows what parents need when they're getting ready for school this year, and I think $100 worth of wine is a great school supply to supply for parents.
You said it's upon us. You said Catholic school is upon us. That's a Catholic holiday I'm not familiar with. What is the Catholic
Saint
holiday of
Eponus.
upon us? Saint upon us. What is
The
that?
patron saint of quarantines is
Saint upon us.
Yeah, so what's here? It's happening. It's school. We're doing school.
Okay.
Now, I have never ordered a case of anything from the liquor store. Never done that.
Either.
And Sue told me that I should order a couple of cases of those sparkling wines in the can that Jimmy had for us last week. And so I just went, can I do that online, or do I need to go down there? I've never done that before.
I don't know for sure, but I know you can do it.
Yeah.
You probably need to go down there.
I think you have to go there.
And see,
Or you might be able to online because they could verify your they could verify your information online.
Yeah,
It sounds like a question for Jimmy the wine guy next time we have him on.
Well, I can't wait that long, can I?
I need to drink now.
The weekend is coming, Gina.
And unfortunately, there's no other way to contact Jimmy other than just when he's on our show.
I know, right?
Yeah. Damnedest thing.
All right. 7:48. Time to award round one of your boners.
And that's brought to you in part by a rice bowl.
And this summer, downtown Salt Lake's Main Street will be closed to cars and open to pedestrians Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Restaurants, bars, and shops will extend their service onto the sidewalks with music and art each night. Learn more at downtownslc.org/openstreets.
Boner candidate number one. This is what you get when you call your event a redneck rave. A man's throat slit, a woman choked, another man injured with a big branch shoved through his abdomen. This 5-day event in Kentucky ended up being just chaos. Boner candidate number two, racist graffiti. The statue of George Floyd was put up last week for Juneteenth in Brooklyn. Now has been defaced with white nationalist graffiti. And boner candidate number three, he's one bad mother, shut your mouth. A Florida man named Shaft Bang Adams was arrested, and he was undergoing a strip search in the jail, and they found rocks of cocaine concealed in the folds of his,
Yeah.
Yes.
his shaft.
His shaft.
Yeah. Let's see now. Michelle won the boner T-shirt. Congratulations to her. You lucky person, you. And the winner was boner candidate number two, racist graffiti.
That's your boner winner for round one. It is now qualified to be boner of the week. We got round two coming up at 8:20 with 3 more candidates. We get another winner there. We take both winners, put them against each other. You'll decide boner of the day at 9:20 this morning. And then after that, Dave the Flower Guy comes in and just tells us who boner of the week will be. All right. Is this a sponsor, Gina?
Yes, Simply Cocktails, based in Salt Lake City, making ready-to-drink craft cocktails and spirits. Drink simplicity.
Simplicity.
Have another drink, it'll make you feel better. Have another drink and you feel alright. If you feel down and you're under the weather, have another drink and you feel alright.
It's Jimmy, the wine guy. Jimmy, the impresario. He's the impresario, I think, isn't he? The grand poobah of the Wine Academy of Utah, which is a wonderful organization, and you can go to wineacademyofutah.com and find out everything you need to know about it. And Jimmy is here to talk about these canned cocktails that you kindly provided some of these for us yesterday. And tell us about them, Jimmy.
Jimmy, this was such perfect timing because I'm going camping today.
Oh, nice.
And now I have supplies.
You're going to need more than 4.
Yeah.
Jeez.
You have your provisions.
Yeah.
Morning, everybody. Yeah, these Simplicity canned cocktails are on the rise, and we have our own company right here in Salt Lake. Many of the distillers are producing canned cocktails, but few distilleries are just focusing specifically on canned cocktails like these guys. Simplicity Cocktails, they've been making cocktails since 2018. It's a Utah outfit. Chris and Chad are just, man, they're some solid cats. I love these guys. They are producing 11 different canned cocktails, 2 different canned spirits. There's this new category that they're doing where they're canning a potato vodka, and they're canning a nice, delicious bourbon. So
Really?
It's really neat, and it's got this new closable, resealable lid, so you can pour a little bit. So once you crack that spirit, you don't have to have the whole thing. You can reseal it. So it's a very inventive,
that won't come in
delicious
handy.
product.
That won't come in handy to me at all. I don't need. once it's open, it's gone. But Jimmy, I put in the freezer and got it really cold. The bourbon mule. So there's a Moscow Mule, and then there's
Moscow Mule made with vodka, and then the bourbon mule made with whiskey.
Yeah,
so you get that same sweet and spiciness. How was it?
Well, the first swallow, and it was really cold. The first swallow was almost overwhelming, almost too much. It was like, wow, what a burst of flavors of ginger and bourbon and ginger beer, and it was just incredible. I thought this is just, and then I just gulped it down. It was so good, man. It was good.
what I like about these canned cocktails is they are right on point with their flavor profiles, and they're being
Yes.
real creative with whether it's the bourbon mule, Moscow mule. They also have a gin and tonic citrus and cucumber. That's my wife's favorite. And I got to tell you, they have a brand new one being released, and it's going to get picked up by the wine stores. Their margarita, their canned margarita.
Ooh.
It's made with an agave-based spirit, which is a tequila-based spirit, but we're calling it agave-based spirit because it's not from the region. You also have a little bit of triple sec and natural flavors in there. 10% alcohol by volume. So those canned cocktails, they do pack a bit of a punch.
Yes, they
but
do.
when you're going camping, it's perfect, right, Gina?
Yep.
It'll keep the bears away.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah.
No, I really was so excited to see these because we've talked about the canned cocktails a lot with you, Jimmy, and these are perfect camping because camping you can take beer but to have a cocktail, you don't usually have a cocktail when you're camping, and this is a way to do that. I'm so excited.
But
Well,
again,
and-
Jeannie, you'll need more than 4.
In the old days, we used to have to pre-mix our cocktails and take them with us. But this is a lot, and it tastes better too.
Yeah, these and the can is nicely designed. It's just pleasing to look at. It's great. It's got a great feel in your hand.
And this is a Salt Lake company, you say?
Salt Lake Company on the west side, incorporated in producing since 2018. Local guys, just really solid, nice little outfit that they have there. And you're right, with the design there, quick chill, perfect size, not too big, not too small. And I'm just really happy that we have something in town producing, and they're nationally recognized, especially for that resealable lid. That's going to win some design awards and ingenuity awards. I'm telling you now.
It's funny when I had the bourbon mule, I didn't even notice that. I just opened it. I didn't notice anything about the lid, so I will have to go back and check that out.
The lids are resealable on the vodka and the bourbons. So those because people would assume you're not going to finish them all, Bill. I know other people, it's weird, but
by the way, if you're having questions form in your mind about drinking and alcohol and about wine or spirits, Jimmy can answer questions for you, and we'll take
Right
some
now.
calls. Yeah, we'll take some calls for Jimmy. At 877-602-9696. And by right now, do you mean is there somebody who wants to talk to Jimmy?
No, I mean we'll take your calls right now. Get
Yes.
lined up and talk to Jimmy's.
Yeah,
So-
anything
so-
about spirits or classes that he offers or anything?
So these Simplicity canned cocktails, they're in the liquor stores?
yeah, a portion of them are in the liquor stores. They also have a package store right at the distillery on the west side. It's real easy to get to. You just take the 201. Drive like a maniac, swerve between people. The highways these days are kind of crazy. It's like go-kart racing. But anyways, you go down the 201, you get off at exit 14, and it's right there in that industrial park. Super easy to get to.
All right. Simplicity cocktails.
Boy,
All
it
right.
was good. It was so good.
Looking forward to it on my weekend. All right. 877-602-9696. Call, ask me a question about wine, spirits, cocktails,
Liquor
anything.
laws.
Liquor laws even. All of that. And we'll even take your text questions at 33986. All coming up after these. Traffic, please, Gina.
Crash southbound Mountain View corridor at 126 South in Riverton. The southbound and westbound left lane closed there. Crash eastbound I-215 south at Union Park off-ramp, the right shoulder being affected there. And I'd love another update on this bad accident from earlier this morning. Friends of the program a little while ago said it's still an issue. 5600 West and West Valley closed both directions between eastbound SR 201 and 24 South due to a crash. You're going to want to avoid that area unless it's cleared up and you're in that area and you say, Gina, it's okay now. The only way I know that is if you send it in via text at 33986. Big O Tires Sizzling Summer Sale is here now through June 26th. Buy 3, get 1 free on select sets of Nitto, Mesa, and Aspen tires.
All right, thank you. 877-602-9696. Questions for Jimmy the Wine Guy or 33986. Text your questions in. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back after these. KXRK Provo.
Various conspiracy theories.
Dear Carrie, Bill, and Gina, although Gina wasn't here when this happened, I don't believe. I've been listening to Radio from Hell since I was 14 or 15. I'm now 30. and I still spend my mornings listening to you all as I commute to work. I value your opinions, and for the most part, I share your ultra-liberal way of thinking. I often find myself quoting you when discussing politics or even just life events. It would be safe to say that I'm a loyal fan. However, one of my biggest pet peeves continues to pop up on the show, and I can't take it anymore. I'm a millennial. I was born in 1988, the heart of the millennial generation. Over the years, the term millennial has become an insult or comedic point for many, including myself. Mm-hmm. We are the generation of participation trophies and lackluster work ethic. Where my issue falls is this: the constant misuse of the term millennial. A millennial is anyone born between 1981 and 1996. So, yes, producer Katie is definitely a millennial. And the segment where you asked her all of the nostalgic questions was quite funny. But looking at the years that millennials were kids, you wouldn't think it's that odd that a millennial would know what you were talking about. I mean, I could easily answer every one of the questions. It wasn't that hard. Perhaps I'm wrong, but it seems that you all think a millennial is much younger than they truly are. For the most part, millennials are in their late 20s, early 30s. We are the children of the late 80s and 90s. So it says, yet every other episode or so, there's a comment from you all about millennials and what we don't know. The breaking point was on the 17th when Bill made a comment about millennials getting into the TV show The Office. For the love of God, Bill, millennials were watching The Office when we were in junior high and high school. Maybe it's just silly of me to get so worked up.
It is.
But millennials didn't eat Tide Pods. So fault us for our real mistakes. I love you all. I'm just annoyed by this. Probably I'm entitled, emotional, and a millennial. Love always, Molly. Well, Molly's right. So I looked it up. The generations. They name each generation.
I feel like I've read conflicting things on when the millennial ends and begins. So if she is correct, and you confirm that, then I'm a millennial too. I'm an older millennial, but I would still be a millennial.
Here's what it is. Some generations are known by one name only, as like baby boomers.
Okay.
That's what I would be. Names for other generations is a matter of some dispute among experts, but here are some of the things that we agree on. There's a chart at x96.com/live.
Okay.
Here's how William Strauss, they're demographers, describe millennials. Millennials would be between 1980 and 2000, also known as Generation Y. Okay?
Okay.
So
80 to late 90s. All right.
Yeah. Let's see. So people from 2000 to the present would be known as either the silent generation, the new silent generation, or Generation Z. Okay. But so then there's another one, the Population Reference Bureau. They have a little different. So there are different ones, but generally millennials are between 1980 to 2000
to late 90s. Yeah.
Yeah, and that one is pretty set in all of these. But then there's the silent generation, the baby boomers. That's 1946 to 64. Generation X, that was 65 to 79. And millennials, then present, they're calling the present new silent generation or Generation Z. So, but she's right, millennials, we just have I have the tendency to think of anybody who's really young is a millennial, and that's not true.
From now on, you're all young'uns.
Gen Z.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're young'uns. That's the title. That applies to everybody.
Young'uns?
Young'uns.
Okay.
My dad would say. right, we're gonna do the ticket giveaway after we talk with Jimmy. All right.
Have another drink, it'll make you feel better.
We're back with Jimmy the Wine Guy. He's the impresario, the king of the Wine Academy of Utah. You can go to wineacademyofutah.com, all kinds of classes and special events and things like that. But we're going to take your questions now for Jimmy at 877-602-9696, and I believe we have a couple of people hanging
Yes,
on.
we do. Well, let's go to Paul first of all. Hello,
Hey, Paul.
Hello, good morning.
Morning. What's your question?
So, I need some recommendations on what type of alcoholic drink to take. Going camping, very relaxed camping, but we'll have lots of kids. I was thinking of bringing a flask to be discreet. So I want something that I can take in a flask and take a couple of hits off of in the evening to help relax. So what might work well in a flask that won't be, refrigerated?
Yeah.
And
yeah, you got that,
provide,
Jimmy?
Yeah, so a flask of booze to sip around and nip off around the campfire. You can do two selections that come to mind quickly. A bourbon, of course, and make it kind of a lower proof bourbon. A lot of times bourbons, people like to bring a 56, 48% alcohol. Maybe make it about 40, 43%. One that comes to mind is Sugar House Bourbon that has a nice little spice to it. And I like that to sip. Or you can get the Real McCoy rum. Their 12-year is super tasty. I assessed that just this past weekend at a cigar pairing event, and we featured the Real McCoy 12-year, and it was fantastic to sip on.
And it's good not mixing it with anything, not putting it on ice, just sipping it out of a flask. It would be good.
Yeah, these were great as little sippers. Yep, right out of the glass. And they would emphasize nicely with the water, but with camping, you do with what you have.
Did you get that, Paul?
There you go, Paul.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to Jeremy. Hi, Jeremy.
How's it going, guys?
Good. What's your question?
I was just wondering about those canned bourbons, just seeing if you guys knew an age statement and, what flavors you got out of them.
No, that's a good question. With the canned bourbon out of Simplicity, it's an outfit out of the Carolinas that's producing the bourbon. Inherently, for the whiskey to be called a bourbon, has to have a brand new American oak barrel, majority corn in the mash bill. So I would suspect it's a blend of anywhere between 3 and 5 year. On the palate, this particular bourbon in the can by Simplicity Cocktails, if memory serves me, it's a little higher proof, about 56% ABV. So that's going to have a nice kick. Excellent for mixing, especially if you're out and about.
Now, Jimmy, 56% is 102 proof. Is that right?
That's right. 112.
112
Yeah.
proof, yeah. So that's pretty potent whiskey. And how much is in the sealable can? How much?
I believe it's 355 ml. So it's it's smaller than that. Excuse me, it's 255. So it's those tinier, narrower, thin cans that you may be accustomed to seeing.
Okay.
All right.
So a good healthy shot for me.
A good healthy.
Yeah. There you go. Thanks, Jeremy.
Thank you.
All right. 877-602-9696. As you can see, Jimmy can answer any question.
Yeah.
Here's a text. We lost Jimmy as well?
Oh, no.
Did we?
What happened? Let's get him back. Here's a text question. Question for Jimmy: if you get pulled over and you have a flask full of alcohol, will you get an open container ticket? Well,
that's actually a good question,
It's a good
though.
question.
Is it? I mean, because
Yeah.
it would be considered an open container, right?
So how do you ever take a flask anywhere then if you can't have...
Exactly. Well, you put it in the trunk.
Well, let's see if he
I guess
knows.
so.
I don't know. Is Jimmy back yet?
I mean,
No.
I just can't imagine the police being reasonable about a flask in your car. You know.
These are some good text questions we have. There he is.
Here's Jimmy. All
So
right.
Jimmy,
What do we got?
The question was if you have a flask in your car and you get pulled over, not for just anything, and then is that technically having an open container, and is it against the law?
Yeah, what it is, and what you have to do whenever you have either a flask or carrying booze, even if it's still sealed, or if you're bringing a bottle of wine back from a restaurant that you might have not finished, you have to put it in the boot of the car, in the trunk of the car, out of arm's reach. You have to have it without reach. So be real careful with that.
If it's in the cup holder, you're probably in trouble.
Probably.
If it, yeah, you don't.
Yeah. All right. Here's another text question. I'm new to drinking as I'm finally of age, but I just can't find anything I enjoy. I think I've grown accustomed to drinks of any kind being refreshing. Is there a middle ground that I can enjoy? So something maybe...
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of that at the Wine Academy of Utah. People coming in like, I don't know how to drink. I didn't grow up drinking, or they're at a certain age where they grew up and their kids are out of the house, and now they're first being introduced. You know, you want to be cautious. You want to be careful, and that's what we love about teaching at the Wine Academy of Utah is showing this what wines are, what spirits are, and how to enjoy them and assess them. New to drinking, a lot of people like vodka soda with a little squish of citrus in there. Gin and tonics might even be a little too sharp on the palate.
Yeah.
Beer even tends to be a little spicy. When you go to wine, make sure maybe you start with something that's a little off dry, a little sweetness to it to ease you in.
Here's another. Oh, I know you'll have an answer for this one. I have a bottle of Campari. What should I use it for?
That's right. There's a classic. So Campari, you can do Campari and soda. So that's soda water, Campari, slice of orange. You can do Campari and vermouth, sweet Italian vermouth. That's known as an Americano. That's 1-to-1 ratio. Or you can then take that Americano, having 1 part Campari, 1 part sweet Italian vermouth, and 1 part gin for the classic cocktail Negroni.
Yeah.
Italy's famed drink.
You know what I do
those
with
are
Campari?
good summertime. Those are good summertime drinks too.
You know what I do with Campari? I give it to somebody else. I can't stand it. Ugh.
It's this text. I don't know why when I read that text it was like, I just happened to find a bottle of this. What can I do with it?
Yeah, Campari.
Anyway, all right, there you go. Well, Jimmy, as you can see, Jimmy knows it all, and you can learn from the master at the Wine Academy of Utah. He teaches classes. He'll even come to your house and teach class. If you
anything in particular coming up with the Wine Academy of Utah, Jimmy?
Yeah, we've been having a lot of fun with Liberty Park, Tracy Aviary, Wine Takes Flight. Wine series there, as well as a 3 Cups and Murray Holiday. Take a look at the wineacademyofutah.com for more events. Thanks, guys, for enjoy your weekend.
You
and
too.
Next time we see you, we will see you.
In person.
You're kidding. Oh, my gosh, I can't wait.
Yeah. Talk to Katie. We'll get that all taken care of. Thank you,
All right,
Jimmy.
See you later.
Have a good day.
All right, traffic, Gina, please.
Well, friend of the program says, Gina, 5600 West is a mess. All the side roads are jacked. The semi that lost its load isn't even close to being cleared up. Tell people to steer clear. Thank you. This is helpful because sometimes UDOT tells us about an accident that happened 2 hours ago, and you think, well, that must be cleared up by now, and UDOT hasn't updated it. I rely on you, friends of the program, to help us with that. So thank you for sending that in at 33986. Injured in an accident? Everyone deserves an advocate. Call 801-355-5550 or go to utahadvocates.com.
Okay, here we go with bonus round 2. The candidates are, number 1, that'll show 'em. Number 2, obsequious and a pig. Really, Tucker? And boner candidate number 3, I may have crossed some boundaries.
Boners round 2 and big boy news all coming up. Stand by. Gina, let's do that ticket giveaway here.
Oh, yes. We've got Coheed and Cambria and the used tickets to give away. They are coming to town on August 30th. Text the word Coheed, COHEED, to 33986 now to win your tickets. You can get more details and ticket links at x96.com.
All right. We'll take a break. We'll be back with round 2 of your boners and big boy news after these X96.
From celebrities to moms right here in Utah, more and more women are consuming their placentas in pill form.
Don't do that.
Listen, I want you to hear
Okay,
these.
wait, don't go on. Even if there's something about eating your placenta, you would have to do it the way your dog does it when she has puppies.
Yep.
If there's anything to it, drying it out and putting it in a pill kills whatever good thing you think it does.
Medical expert Gina Barberi, listen to the testimonies of these women,
All
Gina.
right.
The placenta, for those of you who don't know, is an organ that grows inside the uterus while a baby is developing. The placenta gives nutrients to the baby, and some believe...
Some believe.
People are saying, and I'm hearing.
Ms. Barberi, not among them.
No.
But some people are saying, and I'm hearing, and I have the tendency to believe when some people say and I hear, and then I believe, that it is also capable of giving mom key nutrients even after it, that is the placenta, and the baby are delivered. Quote, so what happens is, studies show that about 72 hours after delivery, once the placenta is delivered, hormone levels drop, said Rachel Talley, a midwife, Gina, and herbalist. Are you either of those two things?
Wow, a midwife and an herbalist.
Are you?
I am neither of those.
All right. All right, then.
Are there any,
I let you take out your credentials and show me.
Are there any doctors or scientists around?
Carrie?
Studies, Carrie.
Studies?
Studies say,
Herbalists.
according to this midwife
and
herbalist.
A study could be,
Okay.
I've studied things, and that's
It takes 4 to 12 weeks statistically, said an herbalist and midwife, for the body to and the endocrine system to start producing these hormones again. So what we're really doing is natural hormone therapy. After Miranda Hansen delivered her second child, she said she felt the despair of postpartum creeping back in. The first 5 days was like a flashback, she said. But after taking her first placenta pill, she says, so here's evidence right here.
Okay.
The symptoms softened in just 20 minutes. It was like this fog that was lifted, she said. It was like a breath, like it was totally like, I could just feel like it was clear. It was
couldn't possibly
amazing.
be that you were thinking that would happen, so it happened.
Oh, my God, you are so negative. Miranda says she bonded with her baby, got back on her feet quicker, and dropped her baby weight faster after taking the pills. Other moms, like Melinda Dratchell, also weighed in. I'm a big fan of Western, like modern medicine, she said. I'm all about the epidural, which I know you are, Gina.
Big fan of the epidural.
But she said the placenta pills worked for her. It was a little strange at first when I started
and
talking.
they kept the
taking them.
cougars away, and they kept...
Rachel Talley midwife and herbalist, charges. What are you charging for this advice, Gina? Huh?
It's free.
She charges $250. Okay.
How much does she charge?
And that's what it's worth.
How much does she charge?
That's what your advice is worth. Because her advice, midwife and herbalist, $250 for her services. She said a placenta typically yields about 200 to 300 pills. Some hospitals won't release the placenta, but if they do, and if it's handled correctly, the health department said they don't see a risk in consuming your own placenta, but they do caution folks not to share their placenta with somebody else.
Please let me have some of your placenta.
No.
Come on.
No, don't share. No placenta sharing out there. Okay? Rachel Talley, midwife, herbalist, and placenta encapsulator.
And making money off of it.
She is.
Wait, that couldn't possibly have anything to do.
She is a placenta encapsulator as well.
A placebo encapsulator.
Yeah.
All right, 8:20 right now. And if you go to x96.com/live, you can see us broadcasting from our homes. This will be, I'm not going to say the last time, but we're heading back to the studio on the 6th.
Yeah. Smart people always have a plan of retreat.
Who knows? Who knows what will happen?
Oh,
But,
I was able to open my drink. Remember earlier, I was
did
saying
you
one of the
manage that?
things. One of the things I'm glad of
You're
going back to the studio is I could have you guys help me open drinks.
You're so self-reliant and so
Yeah.
brave.
Did you get a pair of pliers and do that? Is it?
No, my husband got out. So.
Oh, okay. Lobster.
But you guys are my
know,
husbands when we're at work, so
No,
that
I'm
will
not.
be your job.
I won't speak for Carrie. I am not.
No?
No.
All right. Here we go. This is round 2 of your boners. 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, or which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. I say possibly because if it wins here, yes, it secures a spot in Boner Dome, but it'll have to defeat the winner of round 1's voting. Good candidate, last hour. So we'll take both of these and we'll put them against each other. At 9:20 this morning is when you'll decide boner of the day. And then after that, Dave Mattson, Dave the Flower Guy, swoops in like a Texas Republican and takes your voting rights away and tells you who boner of the week is. Coming up. So let's get a winner for this, round 2. Send it forward. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive.
You know how many of those Simplicity canned cocktails you could fit in a Radio from Hell tote bag? A lot.
Enough for a couple of days anyway.
A Radio from Hell tote bag is what we have.
Here's boner candidate number 1. That'll show him. That'll show him. Coronado Unified School District Board has voted unanimously at a special meeting to fire the coach of the basketball team, J.D. Lapari, or Lapari. The district confirmed in an email. The board voted behind closed doors, and its members did not comment afterward. The board met 3 days after a regional championship game on Saturday night between Coronado High School and Orange Glen High School, which Coronado won 60 to 57 in overtime. After the game, at least 2 Coronado students hurled tortillas at members of the team from the predominantly Latino Orange Glen School. I think it was pretty bad, said Christian Martinez, an Orange Glen player. That was really disrespectful. And think about that. They won the game anyway. The Coronado High School won the game. But they still, some players or some students at Coronado thought it would be really funny to throw tortillas at the Latino students from Orange Glen.
You know.
Not funny. That'll show them. We'll throw tortillas at them. Boner candidate number 1. Boner candidate number 2, obsequious and a pig? Really, Tucker? Now, it started with Fox News host Laura Ingraham. She went after General Mark Milley, the Pentagon's top military commander, on her show Wednesday after he waved off Republican complaints about a West Point seminar that taught critical race theory. And more generally, he defended the practice of studying and trying to understand things that you don't necessarily agree with. Her colleague, Tucker Carlson, joined in on Thursday, calling the 4-star general, a man who has served his country faithfully, who has these marks, these hashes on his sleeve, bars that show how many wars he's fought in, and I think it was like 7.
Every bar is for like 6 months in active combat.
Tour of duty.
Yeah.
Tucker Carlson called this General Milley, a pig, obsequious, and stupid.
I've got the audio here, just real quick.
He's not just a pig, he's stupid. So Mark Milley reads Mao to understand Mao.
Yeah, so.
Carlson suggested that he was particularly upset that Milley wanted to understand white rage, but Carlson's proclivity for defending white people isn't what really prompted Thursday night's rant, according to David Frum, who's a noted writer on the left. The best way to understand Tucker Carlson's abuse of General Mark Milley is as confirmation of the accuracy of the stories that General Milley told about rebuffing ex-President Trump's order for a massacre in Portland, Oregon. Do you know about that? Trump wanted the military to go in and just clear people out, and Milley said, no, we can't do that. People are protesting, they're protesting, and we can't do that. We can't just take the army in there and clean them out. Trump wanted to use the army.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, Tucker Carlson, boner candidate number 2. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. I may have crossed some boundaries.
Boner candidate number 3 for round 2 coming up after this. Big boy news and innuendo brought to you by...
It's the coldest, driest, windiest place on Earth where weird and wild creatures thrive. Antarctica transports you to the farthest reaches of Earth, reveals that what happens there affects every single one of us, now playing in Clark Planetarium's IMAX Theater.
So, there's been a lot about Friends in the news. The Friends reunion, which I never did watch. But David Schwimmer and Jennifer Aniston, they were very, the characters of Ross and Rachel, very romantic, very, and boy, they just couldn't keep their hands off each other a lot of times. Now, Jennifer Aniston says, Jennifer Aniston and David Schwimmer, we did not do that. They
never hooked up.
The characters did, but we didn't do that. Aniston was on a show with Courtney Cox and Lisa Kudrow, and she says, we were very hot and heavy on the show, but we didn't bang, as she put it.
How delicate.
Yeah, she's very delicate. Nothing was consummated. And Howard Stern, they were on Howard Stern, and he said, well, why not? Why didn't you do it? And she said, look, David Schwimmer is lovely. He's a great guy. I love him dearly. But we were in relationships. He had a relationship. I had a relationship. This was
you heard
acting,
of Brad
Howard.
Pitt, Howard Stern? She was married to Brad Pitt.
This is acting, Howard. That's how it works. He's great, isn't he? Let's see now. Gina, this is for you. I plucked this story out for you. I know you'll be excited about that.
Okay.
Paramount Plus is bringing back Behind the Music.
Yay!
The iconic.
I love those.
I know
Carrie
you do.
Carrie watches those too.
I don't think I ever. Maybe I saw one or two, but the iconic documentary series from VH1, produced by MTV Entertainment Studios, Behind the Music, will bring back some of the best episodes from the original series, remastered and updated, while also releasing entirely new one-on-one artist interviews with some of the biggest names in the music industry. But they're very definitely, I know you'll be excited to know, coming on July 22nd, Ricky Martin.
Okay, you're joking, but I will watch that. I love Ricky Martin.
Okay. And August 19th, Duran Duran.
Duran Duran.
Duran Duran, August 19th. Something for you to look forward to, Duran Duran.
Thank you.
All right. To change the tone of this completely now, the Champlain Towers in Miami Beach. They drew people from around the world to enjoy life on South Florida's Atlantic coast. Some came for a night, some people came and lived there. A couple from Argentina and their young daughter, a beloved retired Miami area teacher with his wife, Orthodox Jews from Russia, Israelis. The sister of Paraguay's first lady lived there, others from South America. They were among the 100 and now 59 people who are missing. After the 12-story building collapsed into rubble early Thursday morning. Much of the Champlain beachside condos just sheared off for unknown reasons at this point, pancaking into a pile of concrete and metal more than 30 feet high. 3 bodies have been pulled from the rubble, bringing the known death toll to 4. These are very difficult times, said Miami-Dade Mayor Daniela Cava. Very difficult times. We are very, very, very sad. Workers use a lift. They're trying to lift up balconies that have collapsed down on each other to see if they can find living people in the rubble. But it's not likely that they're going to find. Miracles happen. Amazing things do happen. There could still be people.
But the more time that passes, the less likely.
There were about 130 units, condos affected. Rescuers pulled 35 people out of the wreckage right after it happened. So it's just, if you see video of it too, if you watch and there's continuous live coverage of it, it's something that you see after earthquakes in third world countries and where building standards are not the best. It's just astonishing. Mm-hmm. Coronavirus outbreak is in Florida at a government building. It killed 2 people, hospitalized several others who were unvaccinated against the virus. The Manatee County Administration Building reopened Monday after the virus spread throughout the county's IT department. It's interesting how this will happen. It was like one floor, one department of the government building, and all of a sudden COVID rages through that entire workforce. The building shut down last Friday. There were people who were vaccinated who were not affected. Mm-hmm. So it goes to show you. Let's see. Here in Utah, along with news of one more COVID-19 death, Utah Department of Health released a statement yesterday about risk factors and breakthrough cases, and they're adding new data to the COVID-19 dashboard. Utah's growth in the virus is happening in several areas. Kane County, Uintah County, they have the current highest case counts in the last 14 days. Grand County, very high. That's down there with Phil Lyman, Grand County.
Yeah.
Where, Garfield County, Paiute, a lot of. And I heard a local radio host yesterday talk about having to wear masks. Federal buildings, they still require you to wear them when you go into a federal building, a mask.
Yeah.
Right? Your slave shield, your slave.
What? Are you that big of a baby? You're that weak.
Slave tamers, that's what they are. Slave tamers.
You're that sensitive that you can't just do this for 10 minutes when you have to go into a building. It's that hard for you.
And that's particularly awful and shameful thing to say, because there were things that were used on slaves called slave tamers, and they were metal masks that they put over their mouths tightly and tied them down,
and
because they were.
And that's a lot different from a piece of cloth, Rod.
That's
all right?
That's Rod Arquette on KNRNS.
Yeah.
Now he said, I read, it's kind of apt. I was reading something. Somebody said they were slave tamers. Yeah. Just to compare it to that is just.
It's a piece of cloth, Rod. You dip.
Let's see now. This is what a tragic story this is. So the United States is going to start searching federal boarding schools for possible burial sites of Native American children.
Yep.
And there was one of those here in Utah, up in Brigham City, the Intermountain Indian School, they used to call it. Hundreds of thousands of kids were forcibly taken from their communities to be culturally assimilated in the schools for more than a century. The initiative is likely to resemble a recent effort in Canada. And what have they discovered in Canada? Well, the remains of 215 people in a site, these are children's bodies, at a site of a defunct boarding school there where they did the same kind of thing in Canada. There have been there was another story of another grave site that they found in Canada. And now they're going to start looking and see if this happened in America.
Bill, why are you telling these negative stories about American history? You're going to make people sad about being an American by bringing this up. Wouldn't it be better if we just pretended things like this never happened? Wouldn't that be better?
It probably would. How about this? Mike Pence has said that he sides with the Constitution when it comes to the presidential election.
Okay.
I'm on the side of the Constitution. Speaking to supporters of President Trump, former Vice President Mike Trump implored the crowd to vote. What did I say?
You said called him Mike Trump.
Same thing.
Well, Mike Pence.
It's his married name. It's his married name.
Yeah. Mike Pence implored the crowd to vote in the two runoff elections that they were having there that will determine whether Republicans maintain control of the Senate. This is in Georgia. He says, I'm here for one reason and one reason only, and that is that Georgia and America need David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler back in the Republican majority.
No.
And some people were shouting, stop the steal, stop the steal. And Mike Pence did say, I had no power to do anything about the vote that day on January 6th. I was just there because law says I needed to observe it. I couldn't have stopped it. I couldn't have taken votes away. There's nothing I could have done about that.
All right.
He didn't say Trump was wrong, but he didn't say. Anyway.
Sports weather traffic.
Well, John Cena says he's definitely returning to the WWE. I haven't had my last match. Why? You don't need to do that anymore.
Well, maybe he likes it. I guess he likes it.
I guess he has fun doing it, but you're taking a chance on hurting yourself and therefore hurting your career.
And apparently, him and these the what is it? Furious 9? What is it? The
Suicide Squad.
Or Suicide?
Fast and Furious. He's
Fast and Furious.
He's in
anyway, he's busy. He's in big movies. John, you don't need the WWE.
Yeah. He's in the Fast and Furious movie that's opening today, and then he's also in Suicide Squad. And he's got a TV series coming up.
Yeah, you're busy. It's okay. You can be done with that.
Send him a little note, will you, Gina?
I will. Let me make a note of that. Dear John. Okay. The Bees, I thought they wouldn't be able to play last night because of the rain, but they played enough to lose to Las Vegas. They play again tonight at 6:35. Should be much better weather for that game tonight. The isolated showers we have should probably be tapering off by the afternoon if we're seeing anything at all today. And 86 for a high. We will creep back up into the 90s as the weekend goes on, and we may even be back around 100 by mid next week. So that is your weather. Traffic, let me refresh this. Give you the most up-to-date information I have. Crash northbound I-15. This is up in far west. Milepost 348, just north of exit 346. It is off to the left shoulder. Crash southbound Mountain View Corridor 126 South in Riverton. And I'm going to guess that earlier semi accident on 5600 West is still an issue because UDOT hasn't said anything otherwise. Eastbound SR 201 at 5600 West is where that's being affected. Probably want to stay out of that area. Friends of the program that have been texting in have said that's still a mess. So stay away from that. Big O Tires sizzling summer sale is here now through June 26th. Buy 3, get 1 free on select Nitto, Mesa, and Aspen tires.
Here's boner candidate number 3. Yeah, I may have crossed some boundaries. I didn't hear that this... I heard about the fire in Sugar House on Ashton Avenue that burned that whole office complex down, that old building down. It was arson, and the man who allegedly set that fire and destroyed the building was obsessed with a woman who owned a massage business in the office building, and a second woman who owned another massage business in the building. So there are at least 2 massage businesses in the building. She had a stalking injunction against this guy. Alex Kentish Tweeta of West Valley City has been charged with 3 counts of aggravated arson. Firefighters were called to Ashton offices, a 3-story building there in Sugar House, found the structure in flames. It just burned the damn thing completely down, and it spread to another home just southwest of it. So he's made some statements, according to the cops. When confronted, Mr. Tweeta admitted to creating a profile online because he was obsessed with the business owner who was in the process of seeking a civil stalking injunction against him. He also apparently said, I poured a jar of gas on the building and used a lighter to ignite it, and then I just went to my car without looking back. I maybe crossed some boundaries. I maybe crossed some boundaries.
Some boundary. You burned down an entire building.
Yeah.
But okay.
Now, no, I don't believe anybody was hurt miraculously, but there you go. Boner candidate number 3. I may have crossed some boundaries.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, that'll show him. Basketball coach in California, I think it's Coronado, near San Diego, fired because some of his students and players tossed tortillas at the opposing team being mostly Latinos. And, that'll show him. Boner candidate number 2, obsequious and a pig. Really, Tucker? That's what Tucker Carlson calls 4-star General Milley, because... And can you imagine General Milley having to look at Matt Gaetz, for instance, and having that sex trafficker say,
exactly.
You're too woke. The military is woke. You just want to say, get out of my way. That's Boner candidate number 2 anyway, Tucker Carlson. And number 3, I may have crossed some boundaries.
Okay, here we go. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst? Which one deserves to go forward to Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day? I say possibly because if it wins here, it's not the Boner of the Day yet. It's the winner of round 2. It'll have to defeat the winner of round 1's voting that we did an hour ago. Then we'll take both the winners and put them against each other for Boner Fight at 9:20. And then at Boner of the Week, just vote for this one to send forward, 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number. Put that single digit in the message of a text and then text that to 33986. All right, easy. Or you can call 877-602-9696. I think Skip is taking your vote in the producer's booth. Or you can go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Voting June 25, 2021, and vote there. You have until the end of these messages to do so. This is Boners Round 2.
So you guys have bidets, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have experienced a bidet. I do not have one in my house.
So I have one in my house, and I've come to prefer it. And I mean, there are 3 toilets in the house. Only one of them has a bidet, and I really prefer it. And when I was having my spine surgery, one of the physical therapy people or something said, "Now the first thing I'm going to recommend is I hope you have a bidet at home, because it'll be difficult to clean yourself up." And I said, "Well, I do." But I wonder if you've experienced this, Carrie.
Yes.
And maybe you, Gina. It takes you a while to trust the bidet. To trust that it has done its work as it should have.
Yes.
Don't you have... I mean, shouldn't you check to make sure all is well?
Well, particularly if you have a bidet which has a dryer on it.
Hold it. Before we go any further, let me...
Yeah.
It's Poop Chat on X96 Radio from Hell.
Okay, go ahead.
So, particularly if it has a dryer, which cleans you and then it dries you off.
Yes.
Do you trust it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So for a while, I was not quite sure if I trusted, so I would check.
Yeah.
But I've gotten to the point where
you just assume everything's been taken care of.
Pretty damn sure.
Wow, you're braver. You're braver than me.
Yeah,
I haven't had a problem. I have not had a problem.
I have not developed that much trust yet.
So that I don't have to use toilet paper at all.
Well, I'm using less toilet paper. But,
Yeah, I was in the honeymoon phase.
There's all trust there. You're willing to try anything in that phase. And...
Yeah. But now that the bidet and I are an old married couple, I know it's doing its job and it's got my back.
I don't need to check,
so to speak. So.
Yeah, I don't know if I could. Although I don't live with one. Maybe if I lived with one, I would get there. But in the times I have experienced them, I'm like, well, that was nice and everything, but I'm just going to make sure.
I think you have to get to the point where you trust it, or what's the point? What's the point of even having a relationship with a bidet if you can't trust it 100%? I say stick with your old toilet and your old toilet paper then.
Well, again, it's a trust issue.
Yeah, exactly. I trust my bidet.
Okay.
Trust it.
I'm happy for the two of you.
I know how to position I know how to position myself, and it knows where to squirt.
Okay. In any good relationship, that's the case. So.
And see, and that's the thing is that I trust but confirm.
Yep. Trust but verify.
I trust but verify.
Yeah. No. Carrie, I'm gonna challenge you over the next little while.
I would be spending that next few hours afterward just
are you sure it wasn't
uneasy?
Yeah.
You know.
Well, but this is the perfect time because you're not going anywhere. So later on in the day, when it comes time to change your clothes, you'll know.
Oh, yeah, I don't have that kind of trust, I'm afraid.
I'm glad it's working out for you, though.
It's a wonderful relationship.
Not many things have gone your way lately, and I'm glad this is one that is going your way.
And besides, I can't really verify.
If you wanted to?
Immediately afterwards.
I see. Well, so it's sort of you were forced into trust.
Well, I'd gotten to the point where I trusted it before that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Did you make today? Did you make poo-poos? Any poo-poos? That's poison in the body, you know.
They're going to put us on a stamp for sure.
Reminding him to make when he waits too long and gets plugged up. What is that? What are you doing? It's a signal for poo-poos. You got to learn the signal. I don't want to learn the signal. Don't make her do the signal, Mom. She has to learn the signal. I don't want to learn the signal. Now this hand is the potty, beckoning the poo-poos, and in they go. Huh? She's not doing it.
All right.
She's not doing it.
If we're having poop chat.
It's Poop Chat on X96 Radio from Hell.
I don't want to be in Stockholm. I don't want to be Stockholm syndromed into enjoying a toilet. Someone texted.
Well, it's better than resenting it. It's better than.
No, I'm glad you've embraced it. This is good.
I wonder if anybody else has had that feeling of, I've done this enough. I trust that bidet. It's done its work. I don't have to check. It's like your mother said, have you been eating that candy out of the candy jar? Let me see your hands.
There's evidence.
Time to award round 2 of your boners.
And it's brought to you in part by a rice bowl with steak.
And don't miss the 123 sales event at Young Automotive Group. Get 1 year of gas from Maverick, 2.74% interest rate, and 3 months no payments on your vehicle purchase, June 24th through the 28th. Terms apply.
All right, boner candidate number 1 was, that'll show them, throwing tortillas at the Latino players on another basketball team. It's really a class act, isn't it? Boner candidate number 2, obsequious and a pig. Really, Tucker? That's what you're going to call 4-star General, American patriot, General Milley? That's what you're going to call him, Tucker? Well, he did, yes. That's boner candidate number 2. And boner candidate number 3, I may have crossed some boundaries, by burning down an office building because I was obsessed with the massage owner, the massage business inside. Brandon won a Radio from Hell tote bag, and number 2, Tucker Carlson, got a lot of votes.
It didn't win?
Really?
No. Number 3, boner candidate number 3, I may have crossed some boundaries.
All right, there you go. That's the winner of round 2. Goes forward to boner fight. Might be boner of the day. We'll find out at 9:20 when you vote for the winner of round 1 and the winner of round 2, or I should say, which one will be boner of the day. Then Dave Mattson, the flower guy, comes in and then tells you who boner of the week is coming up. All right, looks like the mayor is busy, so we got David Schuld on the phone.
David is with Salt Lake County, and tell us, David, your official position again, if you would.
Sure. Good morning, team, and I hope all is well. I serve as a coordinating officer for Salt Lake County's COVID response, so making sure that the health department is getting its support from other county agencies in order to combat COVID.
And how goes that battle?
There's a few things happening. Vaccinations are still ongoing, and we need individuals to get vaccinated. And then the Delta variant is something of concern that we're tracking. In low vaccination zip codes, residents are two times more likely to be infected by COVID-19, and so it's we're reorganizing how we're doing our vaccinations, trying to get out there, get to the brick and mortar clinics, or have people come to the brick and mortar clinics, so that we could mitigate the number of these Delta COVID cases.
I have this sense that everybody that understands getting vaccinated is important has already done it, and the people that haven't, we're just having a hard time getting through to them that it's important to do. Is the county planning on a marketing campaign of any kind, or have you come up to any conclusions on how to get to those people?
Yeah, we've had a marketing campaign, an outreach campaign. There's been studies, it's not government officials that people want to hear from about, getting vaccinated. It's their families, it's faith leaders, it's communities, like where individual smaller organizations that you would trust, that they're talking casually about getting vaccinated, and that's where the trust is built.
I think, is there a way to, in these zip codes, as you put it, these communities, identify who are the influencers in those communities, in those zip codes, and if they are influencers who are in favor of vaccination? That would be the thing to do.
Exactly. Same with healthcare providers. You go to your doctor. If your doctor is saying you should get vaccinated, that's a trusted source, hopefully, or else they're not your doctor or pediatrician type thing. And so we are tracking the zip codes with these low vaccination rates, identifying, are there opportunities to do an outreach clinic? Are there opportunities to engage with local partners that can say, hey, go to one of the public health clinics to get vaccinated? They're all providing vaccines. So yeah.
Well, what what I'm thinking is that, is there a way to find in those communities, maybe it's not somebody who's like very well known, but it's like Joe down the street.
Oh, everybody knows Joe.
And everybody in the neighborhood
Exactly.
loves Joe. Everybody thinks Joe is the greatest guy. And if Joe were to say, and I'm in favor of vaccination, then maybe that would help.
Exactly. So we're working through those issues. And as Gina, you mentioned, and right on point, the mass vaccination clinics did their jobs. Individuals that wanted, to get it immediately, and they got it. Now getting, we need 2% or about 17,000 more people to get vaccinated in order to make that 70% threshold for 18 and over. So how can we find those individuals?
Yeah.
And that's the challenge.
Yeah. I don't know, David, we got to take a break here, but I don't know if you've heard my proposal, which is what you do is you wait till people are asleep and then you sneak into their houses at night and vaccinate them. I just consider it.
No government conspiracy there. No government conspiracy there.
All right, David, thanks a lot. Nice talking to you, and keep up the good fight.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day.
All right. Thank you. Traffic, please, Gina.
A friend of the program, thanks again for your updates. That road closure on 5600 West headed toward the 201. Still major traffic delays and detours to the frontage road. Just stay out of that whole area. It's been a problem all morning long, and I want to thank the friends of the program that have kept us updated on it. You can always text us, not just about that incident, but anything you're seeing out on the roads that you think other friends of the program might need to know about. 33986. Jiffy Lube Multicare gets services on brakes, batteries, spark plugs, and more. That's a job for Jiffy. Visit jiffylubeutah.com for discounts, services, and locations.
All right. We will take a break. We will be back. We got Boner Fight on the way. Boner of the Week. We're going to tell you about some 4th of July stuff that you can do coming up as well. Stand by for all of that. Snowbird.com, it's a great place to work because it's always at least 10 degrees cooler up the canyon.
And if you're worried about working, how do I get up the canyon to work if I work at Snowbird? That is not a problem. They take care of your transportation up and down the canyon.
Yeah, Snowbird will make sure that you have, if you work there, they have benefits for you. They have health and dental. There are a lot of positions still available, too. There are hotel positions, food and beverage positions, and all kinds of things. And if you work at Snowbird, not only do you get those health benefits, but you get free skiing, snowboarding, all of that. It's a great place to work. Now,
they've got hiring bonuses. So not just all the benefits we're talking about for positions in hotel, retail, and food and beverage, summer operations, events. You get a bonus just for signing on.
So bear in mind that all the summer activities are going on there right now, and they really need people to work at Snowbird. So go to snowbird.com/jobs for more.
Before we...
Boy, you came through, everybody. We got a flood of best questions, and don't worry, we're going to hang on to those. And perhaps if we don't read yours today, yours will get read on a different Friday when we do best question of the week. Keep them coming. Radio from Hell at x96.com. Katie, what is our best question today?
Today comes from Missy Parrish. It says, what cartoon character would you see yourself married to? In this situation, they're all single.
Cartoon character. Well, Jane Jetson. Jetson.
Now, you notice in our last break we said even stupid questions, and I think that we picked the dumbest one. But
now, Bill, Jane Jetson, when I think of Jane Jetson, I remember the part in the opening of the Jetsons where she's asking her husband for money, and he pulls out his wallet and takes a couple bucks out, and then she grabs the whole wallet and just leaves him. That's you. You want to be married to that woman?
Wow. Yeah, that's some consequences here, Bill.
Yeah, Gina, because she's just like all women, you know.
They just want money.
Jane, if I could be married to Jane and Judy at the same time.
Wait a minute. Now, mother-daughter?
Yeah.
That's weird.
That's weird.
You went weird, Bill.
Well, and I also like Betty Rubble. I also kind of always like Betty Rubble.
Yeah, there was an appeal to Betty.
But she and Barney, I wouldn't want to break up that relationship.
That they do have a good relationship, you have to admit.
So,
Gina?
but Jane Jetson.
All right.
Woody
Woodpecker?
No, Woody from Toy Story.
Why Woody?
Why
Woody?
because he takes care of everything.
But there's a snake in his boot.
He takes care of everything. He's looking out for everybody, and he
tries to please everybody, Gina, and that never works.
Everybody looks to Woody to make everything better, and he's the moral compass of whatever group he's in.
Now,
everybody.
Could we consider him a cartoon character specifically? I mean,
he's animated.
Yeah, but he's like a what do you call that kind of animation?
That's a computer animation, so
Yeah.
you have to decide whether you're a purist or not.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna go down that.
Are you an inkist?
No, I guess I'm not an inkist. It's Woody for me.
Really?
He can ride a horse. He's a gentleman.
Yeah.
Okay. I will go with the absolute sexiest cartoon character, Velma from Scooby-Doo. She's...
Yeah. Yeah.
She's smart.
No, she's hot. She's hot. Well, she's very smart, too. Yes, that's true, but she's hot. It's the... I think it's the sweater. The base answer would be Jessica Rabbit, obviously.
Yeah, but
do you want to be married to Jessica Rabbit?
I
She
think
seems
that would
like trouble.
She does seem like a trouble magnet. And also, think about it.
She was an alcoholic, I think.
Think about it. She has sex with rabbits. Okay. Think about that.
Yeah, you don't want.
I don't think you want to be married to her. You might. That's a fun weekend. You don't want to be married to Jessica
exactly.
Rabbit.
That's a weekend in Toontown, right there. There you go.
That's a weekend in Toontown.
And then you walk away. You rub the ink off of your self and pretend it never happened, and then just have fond memories when you're old. You look up and you say, "Grandpa, what are you smiling at about?" And he'll just go, none of your damn business.
You don't need to know.
You want to tell me about her? No, I don't.
Nope. Of course, there's Betty
this
and
is
Veronica.
true.
Betty
sorry.
and Veronica from
Betty and Veronica from Archie Comics. Which do you choose, though, is the question.
It's just they go together. Betty and Veronica.
Bill keeps angling for two.
Well,
See, you keep doing this plural.
I was born and raised in Utah.
That's true. Your last name is all red.
Your polygamist roots are showing, Bill.
Yeah.
You're a cartoon polygamist.
If you have to choose, you have to decide. I mean, Betty would be loyal to you for life and would love you forever. However, with Veronica, you got Daddy's money there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd go with Veronica then. If I had to make a choice, I'd go with the money.
And you're not wrong, Texter.
I
didn't even dawn on me why I was so attracted to Woody.
Why's that?
Because he's voiced by Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
He is.
That's part of it.
Let's see. Someone is saying Luann from King of the Hill. I don't know. She also seems like she's more trouble.
Yeah.
Race Bannon from Johnny Quest.
Sure.
Mike Pence.
Here's the thing about Race Bannon. Is his solution to everything is to throw a barrel at it. It's
It works some of the time, not all the time.
Let me throw a barrel at it. All right. Let's see. People are agreeing with me on Velma. It's the sweater and the glasses combo. Let's see. Clearly, the answer is Lola Bunny from Space Jam.
Oh.
I just found an article. It's 15 cartoon characters we secretly fancied. Female cartoon characters. Here, Betty Rubble. Penelope Pitstop.
Oh, yes. I remember Penelope Pitstop from the Wacky Races.
Yeah. Daphne from Scooby-Doo.
See, everyone went after Daphne because she, she was the tall, pretty one, but Velma was really the hot one.
The cartoon Wonder Woman is pretty hot.
Yeah, she's all right, yeah.
Chitara. I don't know who Chitara is.
Chitara from Thundercats.
Oh yeah. Well, there you go.
Pretty,
I see her
pretty
now.
hot, too, yeah.
There are no men in this one. I'm sorry, Gina.
Okay, sorry.
Now, Ariel the Mermaid, she seems a bit young.
Yeah, I think she was.
But, I mean, in the original story, she wasn't. The
Little
Mermaid. But then there's this villainous Evil Lynn from He-Man.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know. She seems like a lot of trouble.
Betty Rubble, Betty Boop.
Yeah.
She's got that kind of misshapen head, though.
Could be a problem, yeah.
Sort of odd.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, Catwoman, She-Ra, Princess, Battle of the Planets, the princess from Battle of the Planets.
Yes, oh, yeah. Princess, yeah.
April O'Neil, Jasmine from Aladdin, and there you go.
She was on my list as well. But really, the proper answer is Lana Kane from Archer.
Why is that?
Not only incredibly hot, but incredibly smart, and would take care of everything.
Okay.
And would protect you, and would just be great. Lana Kane from Archer.
Okay.
Just don't piss her off. Yeah? All right. No, Betty Boop's head is not a tumor. Texter.
That's kind of weird.
Come on,
looking.
that's not a tumor
head.
This is going to make me want to pull out my copy of Roger Rabbit and watch it this weekend. All right.
If you have a best question, send it to us. See how it went? That could be you. Your question being answered. Radio from Hell at x96.com.
Because on this day,
in 1952, one of the Finn brothers, Tim Finn, singer-songwriter from Split Enz and Crowded House, and pretty much anything I ever hear from any of them I like.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just very satisfying all the time.
That's not the song I was expecting to hear.
No, not me either. Somehow my play button it shuffled for some reason.
That's a very good song, and it's one I haven't heard much, but you certainly recognize it as Crowded House or the Finns.
We wanted to play this one, but like I said,
This would have been good today because there's a reference to Tammy Faye in here, and we had Jim Baker as a boner.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
This is Chocolate Cake.
Yeah. I mean, really, all you need is the best of Crowded House, and you've got everything. Every track on that is just, pleasant and nice to listen to,
There's a Split End song that I really like, too. I can't think of the name of it.
Message to My Girl.
I believe that's it. Yes, thank you.
That's their best one. I mean, I Got You's the one everybody knows, but Message to My Girl is...
It's Message to My Girl is the one I really, really like.
Yeah.
Hang on.
And they're still doing stuff, the Finn brothers, doing movies, scoring movies.
Well, but Neil is busy with Fleetwood Mac now. He took Lindsey Buckingham's job.
That's right.
will that make him crazy? Oh, this is such a pretty song.
I love this.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. They were compared to the Beatles, and they are kind of like the Beatles, but then not. They are their own thing.
There are bands that are just under the radar that are extremely talented and have been around for a long time, because when it always goes Beatles, Stones, right? But then there are bands like Split Enz. Then there are bands like Crowded House. Squeeze is a good example. Kinks is another one that just have great songwriting and performances, but they could never crack that, get that attention. You know?
It's weird too. It's like Warren Zevon. He had what one hit really, and yet he did a bunch album after album, and he was loved by songwriters and other performers, and then just this really tight group of people who really liked his stuff.
But never quite, like Carrie's saying, quite.
Yeah.
You just don't quite
make that next level.
Yeah.
My wife sent me kind of reminds me of this, sent me a TikTok today, and let's see if I can, I should send it to you, Katie, so we could play it. It's this woman saying, if you say think of the word sugar, and then a song, tell me a song that has the word sugar in it, and I can tell you what generation you belong to. So for sugar, for if you think the Archie, is it the Archie? Sugar, sugar, honey, honey, you're a baby boomer. You can just guarantee it. And then millennials will say, another song, and they'll all say the
Sugar,
same
we're
song.
going down.
Yep.
Guess what? People would have thought I was a baby boomer then, because that was the
That's
first
the first
song I
one?
thought of.
Really?
I started singing it in here.
But generally, so if she said, and she does it, she runs through it, and it's pretty accurate, I think. Think of the first song you think of that has the word sugar in it.
You know what I would say? Pour
Sugar
some
walls.
sugar on me.
Of course. Yes. Or sugar
or
walls.
sugar
yeah.
walls, yeah.
I've heard this same thing with the word salt, and the first thing I thought of was salt and pepper.
Yeah.
So.
But that's
Pour
the
some sugar
act
on me
of
is one of them, Gina. That she
Yeah, of
mentioned.
course.
Yep. It's pretty cool.
Me, I like to take songs that have the word love in them and change them to lunch.
Oh, like the Cardigans. That's my favorite one, Carrie, that you do.
I like Lunch, Lunch Me Do by the Beatles. That's such a...
Lunch, lunch, me do.
Yeah.
Any song, just put the word lunch in there instead
If
of
it
love.
has love in the title.
And it makes a better song immediately.
Yeah.
I remember you singing lunch meat, say you like lunch.
Say you like lunch meat.
Lunch meat, say.
Huh? What?
Carrie used to do that to the Cardigan song.
Oh,
and
that's
he'd
just...
do a little dance to it. He had this little...
it was my heavy girl dance.
Yeah.
Of course, that's just tainted lunch. Ooh, tainted lunch. Ooh. All right. We will take a break. We will be back with Boner Fight to determine who is Boner of the Day coming up. Stand by for that. And also Boner of the Week is on the way. 3, 2, 1. Brooklinen.com. It's hot, and there's nothing better than slipping in some nice, cool, comfy, buttery smooth, breathable sheets from Brooklinen. And I'm not kidding when I say put your pillowcase in the freezer. You'll thank me for it. Nice and cool on your face. Oh, it's wonderful. But it's not just sheets. It's towels. Oh, the bath towels are amazing. Plush and absorbent, and thick and warm. cozy robes, nice, comfy loungewear. Once you put this stuff on, you'll never want to take it off. And it's that time of year to get some fresh stuff in your bedroom there. So give yourself the comfort refresh that you deserve and get it for less at Brooklinen. Here's what you do. Go to brooklinen.com, use the promo code X96 to get $20 off with a minimum purchase of $100. That's BROOKLINEN.com. Enter the promo code X96 for $20 off with a minimum purchase of $100. So again, brooklinen.com and the promo code X96.
How about 7 of the weirdest products people have been buying during the pandemic? How about that?
You didn't warn me there was a list.
Red in German is rot.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not Luft.
99.
No, I think Luft is, airborne.
It's fly, right?
Yeah, fly or airborne.
Okay, all right. What about List? Is there a
In German?
for List? The Listwaffe?
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
I'm wondering if, Gina, you maybe have bought all of these or none of these things.
Okay. Oh, by the way, list in German is die List.
Der List. Der List. And I just happened to see this instant. It's nothing 7 weirdest products people have been buying during the pandemic.
Okay.
Number 1, roller skates. Have you bought any roller skates?
I have not purchased roller skates.
But you can kind of probably guess why.
It's outside, something to do outside. Yeah.
Yeah, people want activity. They want to do something, and they want to do it outdoors. Number 2, you've already got one of these, Gina. So you don't. RVs. Recreational vehicles.
We have had a trailer for 13 years.
Terry, are you going to get are you going to go out and get an RV?
Maybe if I live long enough to retire. I may be living in one. Who knows?
Guns. People are buying guns.
Yes, Joe bought a gun.
Another one?
We have a couple.
Oh yeah, I thought he already was going to say. I thought he already
we have
had
a couple.
one.
I've been, no, I haven't. Yeast.
Yes.
People are buying
was on
yeast.
the hunt for yeast, wasn't she, Carrie?
Yes, for a while, but now we're able to find yeast. It was just in the early days when the COVID scramble, as I call it. Everybody was hoarding stuff, and but now we realize that the supply chains are fine, and we don't need to hoard all that stuff. Although they were out of Adam's peanut butter at the Harmons yesterday.
What?
Apparently, I know, right?
And I'm on so I buy the great big jar, of course, at Costco, the big jars of Adam's peanut butter, and I'm almost out. Bidets.
Mm-hmm. You bought one?
Well, that was pre-COVID, but we did.
Well, Bill got one, too.
Yeah, I just got one recently. It's in the hall. Currently, it's in the hall. Which,
you're pooping in the hall?
Yeah, and it's really, I found it to be kind of messy, really.
I want to look into that.
It doesn't smell all that great either. We've had to just run a hose in there, and it's just not. Sweatpants.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've bought sweatpants?
Yes.
You didn't, but you've owned sweatpants before.
But I needed new sweatpants.
Why did you need new sweatpants? Were the old ones too small?
They're the only pants I'm wearing these days, so
and
I needed some more.
Scented candles.
No scented candles.
Which I would
really.
I would, yeah. If after months of stay-at-home orders, your home is starting to smell extra lived in, you're not the only one.
Try cleaning it.
Or opening a window.
Cover it up with.
Open a damn window or two. It's not like the coronavirus is just hovering in clouds outside of your house just waiting to blow in. You can open the windows. It's good for you to have fresh air. But candles during the pandemic. So those are 7 weird. They're not all that weird. I don't know. Why would they say weirdest products?
Yeah, it's not weird.
Buying up.
Yeah.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
Okay, 9:20 right now, and we do have Boner Fight coming up to determine who Boner of the Day will be. We'll have that for you in about 7 minutes, actually. So before that, a reasonable amount, I'd say a reasonable amount of news, brought to you by
Young Power Sports in Centerville is Utah's newest power sports dealer. Tri-City Performance is now Young Power Sports in Centerville, your Polaris and Victory motorcycle dealer. See inventory online at youngpowersports.com.
Kanye West is going to sue Walmart for selling a knockoff version of his, it says here, well-known foam shoe design at a fraction of the price. According to new legal documents obtained by TMZ, Kanye and his company Yeezy claim that the retail giant copied his famous Yeezy foam runner and left customers confused about whether they were buying the real thing or an imitation. Now, I'd never seen these before, and so I don't know if we have a picture of them at x96.com/live. I don't know, but I look at them, and they both should be sued by Crocs. Because they're just Crocs. That's all they are.
They're more stylish Crocs.
They're just Crocs. They look like Crocs that an alien would wear.
Yes.
Yeah. So
that's a good way to.
That's ridiculous. Let's see now. Michael Stipe says he's working on new music this summer. He hasn't done much of anything that I know of. He has released just a small number of singles, it says here, in recent years, including last year's Big Red Machine collaboration, No Time for Love Like Now.
He was a Cincinnati Reds fan?
I don't know who the Big Red Machine is. Yeah, that's the nickname of the Reds, Cincinnati Reds, but I don't think that's who they're talking about.
No, it's a specific group of players from the Cincinnati Reds.
Speaking to BBC Hard Talk, so maybe it is the Cincinnati Reds, Stipe said that he intends to continue working on music this summer and well into the future. Oh, the music is not dying at all. No. I mean, I love my voice. I love writing music and composing and arranging.
Yeah, it's Pete Rose and Ken Griffey Sr., and that was a specific team.
Yeah, but that's not who this is.
No?
No, Gina, it's not.
You say Big Red Machine.
I thought Stipe was from Georgia. I thought, maybe Atlanta Braves would be.
I wish I were a hockey fan because, there's I think it's a new franchise in Seattle, a National Hockey League franchise, the Kraken. A National Hockey League team, and they are called the Kraken.
It's perfect.
I wish I were a hockey fan.
Because you could, you can just picture all of the merchandise, because that's what it's about. You got to have
release the Kraken. Yeah. And I think Liam Neeson gets a cut of every single bit of that. Every time somebody says "release the Kraken," he gets 5 cents, I think. So the number of people missing now in the condo collapse in Miami is 159 people unaccounted for at this point. Miami-Dade Mayor Daniela Levine Cava said Friday morning that the number of people who are unaccounted for is 159, and the official death toll has risen to 4. That's known deaths. She said 120 people are accounted for, but stressed that all the numbers are still fluid because some residents may not have been in the building when it collapsed. They may have been out of town or whatever.
And there's rentals there, and there's people that live there full time. It's kind of hard to know how many people were there for sure.
The list of unaccounted people was compiled from missing person reports and data collected at the reunification site at the Surfside Community Center. So let's see. Joe Biden says that he and the United States Congress have reached some consensus on an infrastructure plan. That is to shore up our aging infrastructure, bridges, highways, that sort of thing. It's long overdue. A bipartisan group of centrist senators and Joe Biden reached a deal, they say, for a $1.2 trillion investment to rebuild the nation's infrastructure. The agreement on traditional infrastructure projects like roads, bridges, tunnels, rail, and broadband would be significant on its own, the first major increase of federal public works spending since President Obama's 2009 economic rescue plan. It would include some existing infrastructure programs, but also provide $579 billion in new money. Now, so this is a group of centrist senators. But then there are all these other hardliners, the Republicans, who are not going to vote for it. And so Joe Biden said, well, then we're going to have to do reconciliation, which means pass it anyway.
Yeah, they're preparing two at the same time. They're doing this one with the Republicans, and then they've got the one that they've had ready, and they're working on even more. Yeah. And they're just going to pass it without them.
It's the United States Congress has been very, very busy undoing Trump era regulations as well. Congress has overturned a set of regulations enacted in the final days of the Trump administration that allowed payday lenders to completely avoid state laws which capped interest rates. So most states, or many states, I think Utah among them, said, well, this has gotten out of hand. These payday lenders, they're charging, 40% interest or whatever. Yeah. We have to cap that at something, and they set a figure. Well, the Trump administration said, nope, they can just charge whatever they want. Why?
You mean predatory lenders? Preying on poor people's...
But again, why? Why did he do stuff like that? And I think it's just to be an agent of chaos.
Yeah,
that's the only reason.
It's going to be 10 more years before we clean up the stink.
This new book that's coming out, Nightmare Scenario, about Trump, and there's a lot of information we've been passing along from it. There also he apparently talked about killing John Bolton. He hoped that COVID would get John Bolton.
Yeah.
I want John Bolton to get COVID and kill him.
Well, Orange, you could just go up and kiss him.
Extended warranties for cars.
Oh, I got a phone call I have to return. Thank you for reminding me.
Brittany Latham signed up with Drivers Protection of St. Louis and paid $2,000 in premiums for her protection. And when she went to use the policy, the repair that was needed was not covered.
Yep.
Nat Pope spent much of his academic career studying extended or car warranties, such as those seen on television commercials, and pushed in the robocalls that you get constantly. Don't do it.
I'm surprised people go along with it.
Well, they must, and as if you call hundreds of times, eventually hundreds of people, eventually you're going to get one, I would suppose. And finally, this. Well, I looked at the Wingstop. They have a new commercial for Thigh Stop because they're using chicken thighs. God, they look delicious.
I'll take a thigh anytime. The entire chicken, that's the first piece I go to is the thigh, man.
They're going to be selling boneless thighs and bone-in thighs, and they just look absolutely delicious. I want to go there right now. They look.
We got to finish the show, Bill. You can't.
Is Dave here? Let's get
Dave in here.
It's Boner Fight, the final round.
All right, here we go. This is the winner from round one, back in the 7 o'clock hour. I hope you were around then. It was a boner candidate that shocked everyone. It won handily. It was the George Floyd statue in Brooklyn. It's only been up for a week. They put it up for Juneteenth celebrations. It was defaced with white supremacist writings and stuff like that.
And Tucker Carlson has the nerve to ask, what is white rage? Does it even exist?
No, it's not a thing.
That goes up against a local boner candidate. Number 2, I may have crossed some boundaries. A man here locally charged with burning down an office building because he was obsessed with a woman who worked at a massage parlor in that building. He says, well, I may have crossed some boundaries when I did all of that. You think?
Understatement of the year. All right.
Boner candidate number 2.
You've got to decide of these two candidates, which one is the worst, which one should be boner of the day for today, 1 or 2. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that single digit in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. Or you can call the producer's booth at 877-602-9696. Use your voice to vote. Or go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Fight, June 25, 2021, and vote there. You probably won't see that box right away when you get to the website. Refresh your internet browser and it'll appear because we just put it up on the site. So there you go. Vote online. You have until the end of these messages. Let's go. This is Boner of the Day. Manscaped. Manscaped.com is the website you need to go to. And, summer's here. You're, wearing shorts. Maybe you're going with your tank tops or whatever. It's time to get rid of all of that hair. Come on, let's get rid of it. And I really recommend the Lawnmower 4.0. Yes, 4.0. They've improved on their last trimmer. It's really something, this thing. And you can buy them separately or buy them in this package. This is a great gift. Time to bundle up with Manscaped, the Performance Package 4.0. Now, inside the package, you get the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, which is just terrific, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer. You get the Crop Preserver deodorant, the Crop Reviver toner, and the Performance Boxer Briefs, which are really comfortable. And it all comes in a handy travel bag, because you're going to be doing some traveling this summer, to keep it all together. This trimmer is just terrific, the 4.0. It's got the light on it and everything, and it's got it'll protect you, is what I'm trying to say. You can get 20% off plus free shipping with the code X96 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code X96. You got to go to manscaped.com so you can escape the shrubs and weeds this summer and shine with Manscaped.
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of two such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! In this episode, we find our elders rendezvousing with Zone Leader Hansen on some distant planet in the BFE sector. Hey, Butch, what you got there?
Oh, it's a care package for my folks. My mom means well, but she just doesn't understand the physics involved in sending stuff from home.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, the cookies she sent are fine. They're hard as a rock, just the way I remember them. It's the lime jello with shredded carrots in it that causes problems. Even in Tupperware, this stuff goes bad after a week in hyperspace. Missionaries who have eaten this stuff have been known to develop a form of space madness.
Wow. Oh, look, here comes Zone Leader Hansen right now.
I have discovered the most incredible object. It allows us to view any period in the history of any planet. We can research early church history. This discovery will allow me to get reassigned back to Earth and leave you two losers far behind.
Right. Glad to hear it. What's that have to do with us?
Since you weren't having much luck in the field, I figured that you wouldn't mind watching my discovery while I go back to Starbase 182 and file my report. Hey, are you eating while I'm talking to you? Give me that.
Sorry.
Say, green jello with carrot shavings. I haven't had this since I left home.
But sir, I think you ought to know that...
Quietly, Hi. He's eating.
Shut up, the both of you, right now. This jello tastes funny.
Ah! He's gone mad. He's got space madness. We better go after him.
Okay. Hey, what's that thing right there?
You mean that natural arch that seems to be showing the History Channel?
Yeah, that thing. What is it?
I believe that who is it would be a more appropriate question.
Is that you that said that, Butch?
No. It must have been the natural arch over there. Okay, I'll play. Who are you, and what have you done with Zone Leader Hansen?
I am the guardian of forever. Hansen has entered through me into your world's past.
Entered through you?
Well, I guess we can get back to tracking now, huh, Lehigh?
No, we most certainly can't.
Huh?
We need to get Zone Leader Hansen back and cure his jello-induced space madness.
Come on now, Lehigh. He was a little weird before my mom's jello. Are we sure he's sick?
Where in our world's history is Hansen now, Guardian?
He was asking questions about Mormon history, and about lime jello in particular. He entered as I was showing him the Relief Society meeting where sisters first began to experiment with lime jello.
Well, if he disturbs that meeting, the timeline of church history could be permanently changed. Let's go, Butch. Whoa! Will Zone Leader Hanson change church history? Can Butch and Lehigh get him to go before he does? Will the Relief Society let Hanson anywhere near their test kitchen? Tune in next time to hear Relief Society President Mulestein say...
I'm at a loss, sisters. We've tried shredded beets, cauliflower, radishes, eggplant, zucchini, and rutabaga. Nothing seems to go with this new lime jello stuff.
Excuse me, sister. I think we can help.
I don't think we should go against the Prime Directive, Bush.
How did you get in here? One wrong move and you'll see the business end of my skillet. Just like the last kid who wandered in here and tried to tell us how to conduct our business.
Other kid? Oh, hey, it's Zone Leader Hanson. She's knocked him out cold.
Nice going, ma'am. Wish I'd have been here to see it. Tell you what, we'll get him out of your way and you can go back to doing what you were doing. Oh, yeah, and you might want to try shredded carrots.
I warned you about meddling.
She's got a skillet. Run for it. Run. On the next liposuctioning episode of Space Elders.
All right. 9:38. Let's award Boner of the Day.
Okay. You ready?
Don't do that. It's creepy.
What do you mean? I've got the boner results right here,
Okay.
and you're not going to believe what they are. We got a sponsor, Gina?
Yeah, Jiffy Lube Multicare. Get services on brakes, batteries, spark plugs, and more. That's a job for Jiffy. Visit jiffylubeutah.com for discount services and locations.
Well, the local arsonist, he got votes.
Mm-hmm.
He got votes. He did okay.
Mm-hmm.
Way to go, buddy, crossing boundaries like that. But was no match for racist graffiti defacing the George Floyd statue. That wins Boner of the Day.
Boner of the Day for June 25, 2021, now qualified to be Boner of the Week. Dave Mattson, the flower guy, will be in here in our next break, and taking your vote away like a Republican politician, he's just going to tell you who Boner of the Week is. He will decide. All right, go ahead and play that, Katie.
The following is a sponsored feature.
Let's get Jackie on the phone here.
Jackie Briggs. Hello, Jackie.
Hello. Hi.
Oh, hi.
Nice to hear from you. How are you?
Nice to hear from you as well. I'm doing well, thank you.
Well, the Gateway, you're going to have a 4th of July celebration. Will that be on the 4th of July?
That's right. It'll be on 4th of July proper on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
We've partnered with you all to do a 4th of July celebration here at the Gateway.
And strong Volkswagen also strong Volkswagen also involved in this as well.
Yes.
Yes, Gina?
Oh, just this perfect timing because you're not going to be setting off fireworks in your own driveway or having your own celebration at home. Go down to the Gateway and have your celebration there.
Exactly right. We are producing a professional and safe show here at the Gateway, and it's just a good time to come out with food trucks. The event is from 5 to 10, and it'll be out on the plaza. We're closing down the road, 100 South, and we'll have craft beer and good music. We have DJs and live bands, so it should be a really good time.
So this is on the 4th of July proper, a Sunday, at 5 to 10 p.m., right out on on the plaza at the gate. Well, I guess you're going to have to turn off the fountain, huh?
Nah, we'll just leave that on.
Okay.
We can run through it and cool off a little, maybe.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah. So a lot of DJs, a lot of different food trucks, Jackie.
Yeah, we'll have some food trucks as well as the Gateway restaurants will be open late to accommodate people to come in. So Hall Pass, one of our restaurants here, they have 6 restaurants within that, and they're going to stay open till 11 for everybody. Fireworks at 10, and a couple other restaurants and bars will be open on property as well.
Oh, good.
This is all going to be a great deal of fun. If you don't know where the Gateway is, shame on you, but essentially you go down 2nd West, or 2nd South, and it's 4th West, just past 4th West, or 1st South, you can get to it as well. It's
and we have plenty of parking and tracks, and also Green Bike has partnered with us, and they're going to give away $1 ride, so you could rent a green bike and just ride it right down to the Gateway, because we have a stop here that you can dock it in, and that's just for $1. And if you go to atthegateway.com, there's a code that you'll put in to get that $1 ride.
I bet you have a lot of people doing that too.
I hope so.
Yeah. So you do have a lot of parking there underneath. Is the parking? What is the situation for the 4th of July?
It's Sunday, so we're actually doing free parking.
There you go.
Well, this whole thing is just, why wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't understand why. I'm unfortunately going to be out of town on that day.
Yeah.
But this is a perfect 4th of July celebration.
I don't often leave the bunker, but this sounds like something that I could certainly do.
Come out of the bunker, Carrie.
Come out for a free family event outside, safe, professional fireworks show.
Yeah, atthegateway.com. All the information you need. Jackie Briggs, thank you.
Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
We will take a break. We will be back to wrap this all up with Boner of the Week. Stand by for that. Wendy's for breakfast. I think you still have time to hit the drive-thru at Wendy's for breakfast. You're heading out of town, or maybe you're headed into work or class before. I know I'm starting my vacation today, so it's a good time to just swing in. And they're fast at the Wendy's drive-up. I can't explain it. They're faster than most other drive-ups, and their sausage in their breakfast sandwich, so good. I don't know what they're doing to it, but it's some kind of magic, I think. Wendy's serves only one kind of breakfast, a better one. Made fresh with quality ingredients. Oven-baked bacon, the best way to have bacon, in my opinion. Fresh cracked eggs, toasted to order croissant, and for a limited time, you can get this incredible deal. Okay, pay attention. The sausage, egg, and Swiss croissant, that's my favorite. The bacon, egg, and Swiss croissant, and the honey butter chicken biscuit are all 2 for $4. Yes, that's what I've been leading up to. I buried the lead. 2 for $4. So hit Wendy's while this while this deal is going on, while it's hot. Hit the drive-thru, Wendy's.
Join X96.
We got the rest of the potato chips.
All right, now we've tried so we started with the cappuccino flavored Lay's potato chips.
Which didn't knock us out, but we didn't hate, except for Gina. She
I
hated them.
Now,
the wasabi.
Now, they've had 4 new flavors, and people want to call them both. Wasabi. Bill tried the wasabi as well, Bill Frost.
Yep, not hot. Good, not hot.
Yeah.
They're not hot.
Now,
tasty.
But they're flavorful.
Now, I've got the bag of cheddar, bacon, mac, and cheese here. And Gina said of the wasabi, oh, you got your winner right here. My guess is she won't even try the bacon, mac, and cheese.
Yeah, I'm sure there's not actual cheese in it.
I don't care.
No, there is. There is. I read the ingredients. There's like cheese powder or something. This is your winner. She won't even try them. No.
I thought you didn't like cheese not because of the flavor, but because it's cheese. And this is
it's a principle. No, I'm not gonna.
And this is far enough
You're
removed
gonna love it. You're
from
gonna love it.
from cheese
do it.
that
She has standards and principles.
I have totally arbitrary rules.
That's exactly. I think that's your winner.
Now there's one more there. What's
Yeah.
that one?
Mango salsa.
Which
Those are-
somebody in the chat room said tasted like potpourri.
Right.
This isn't bad.
Yeah.
Maybe it actually is potpourri.
Although if you eat a few of those, the bacon mac and cheese, they get kind of too salty.
They're not bad.
And here's the wavy mango salsa.
Wavy mango salsa.
Wavy because
I like the idea of mango salsa.
No?
No good.
Potpourri? Too sweet?
yeah,
Let's see.
too artificial.
Am I right then, without even tasting the bacon mac and cheese, that the wasabi is the best?
No, the bacon mac and cheese is better.
Well, I think your winner is the bacon mac and cheese, because mainstream America will love that flavor.
Let me see the wasabi again.
No.
Yeah,
You
potpourri.
have those.
I bought them. What do you
Potpourri.
mean no?
Yeah. Mango salsa is a hard sell.
Yeah, that's no good. I don't like it.
You can put it on the back of your toilet tank.
Why would you?
Yeah. Out of all of them, I would say the wasabi is the best flavor, but the winner is the bacon mac and cheese. America will vote for that one.
Oh, yeah.
By the
Mango
way-
salsa's weird.
Yeah. By the way, you notice I'm sharing all of my chips. Girl who wouldn't give me a cookie last week.
4 cookies made for me with my name on them. A gift.
Yeah.
Was
Yes.
it 4 cookies that
Yes.
spelled out Gina?
No, but my name was written on the box.
Yeah. I know.
It's different than you buying 4 bags of chips.
It's
not the same thing at all.
I know. It would have been
You
a
could
gift.
replace these chips at any moment
It would have
several
been
times over.
It would have been a gift from your heart, which you were unwilling to make to someone who argued for equal wages for you.
You can't drag that out.
Yeah, why not?
It was proposed.
I can't even finish this one mango
They're
salsa.
terrible.
Yeah, they're not good.
Actually, I like the wasabi okay. I like the bacon mac and cheese best.
I had high hopes for the mango salsa one. If it actually tasted like mango salsa.
Too much mango, not enough salsa. That's the problem.
In a
You
couple
got
of
your percentages off.
In a couple of seconds, I'm going to try one of those dog biscuits. That you
They're
put
very
out
good.
for Ripley.
They're peanut butter. The visual in that is Conan lifts up his toupee.
Oh.
He's bald like Homer.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You're beautiful.
But the rest of that was just fine without a visual.
That was really nice, and it's so nice too, that bit with the monorail, because Conan wrote that. That when he was with the Simpsons.
A lot of people forget. A lot of people forget that Conan wrote for the Simpsons for a number of years.
Yeah. All right. I got something very special.
Well, we got
Dave.
Yeah,
we got a boner of the week here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dave the Flower Guy is here.
Yeah, very special for Dave the Flower Guy. Dave.
Okay.
Do you know?
Hi ho.
Ahoy hoy.
Hi ho. Hi
Heidi ho. Hello. Is anyone there?
Yeah.
Dave. Watson, come in here. I need you. Dave, you know what's going to happen on the 6th of July?
You're going to be back in the studio.
Oh, man, it's not a surprise to you then. I was hoping to give you a surprise, so that means...
I'll be back on the night.
Yeah, he already knows the date when he'll be back.
There you go. I was going to look it up for you, but yes, you're right. It's the 9th. So, are you excited?
Yes.
Okay.
I can hear the smile in your voice, Dave.
You know, Dave, he tries to stop himself from doing it, but he giggles. He does giggle. He giggles. That's of course he does. See, listen to him. He's going. All right, Dave. We're going to do. Okay, here we go. We're going to do. Settle down now. Settle down. Settle down. Well, I'm going to have to call somebody to restrain you if you don't settle down. You ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Okay. It's Boner of the Week. Here we go. Dave will select which one is the worst out of these 5 candidates. Number 1 for Monday. Let's hear from some concerned parents. This was Fox News saying that these are concerned parents we're interviewing here to talk about critical race theory. It turned out that most of them were also working for right-wing think tanks and things like that. Then there was boner candidate number 2, the worst kept secret in Tallahassee. Matt Gaetz, accused of sex trafficking and drugs and problems like that. They also, when he was in the Florida legislature, he and his fellow frat boy Republicans, as my wife said, he's the very definition of a bro.
Oh, yeah.
They had a kind of a game where they would get points for doing certain sex things and, just bro stuff, frat boy stuff. Boner candidate number 3 from Wednesday, he did it on the wrong testicle. A doctor who was, I guess, just fined. He marked the testicle that he was supposed to perform surgery on, but then did surgery on the wrong testicle. A boner candidate number 4 from Thursday, stop being mean to me, I'm the president. It's just amazing to me, but apparently Donald Trump, when he was president, tried to get the Justice Department to go after Saturday Night Live and Jimmy Kimmel because they made fun of him. And boner candidate number 5 from today, it's racist graffiti. All right, David, which one was the worst, the boner of the week?
Number 3.
Number 3.
He did it on the wrong testicle.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. That's certainly worthy. Thank you, Dave. All right.
Yeah.
Try and contain yourself.
I will.
until we see you on the 9th.
Yeah.
Okay.
9th
of July.
See you on vacation next week.
Yes,
Okay,
we'll be gone next week.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll be running best ofs. Katie will be there making sure things are going, so she'll find some gems for you. If there's best of stuff actually that you missed that you'd like to hear again, that you're want Katie to play, you can just email radiofromhell@x96.com and let her know what you want to hear.
Oh, I'm hearing from Dave that he'd like to hear all of the boner of the week segments for the last year.
Oh, wow.
Back to back.
No, we don't have those.
No.
So.
I don't know.
All right. Thanks, Dave.
Bye, Dave. We'll see ya.
Okay. Yeah.
Bye.
All right. Well, okay. Yeah, we're gone next week, and well, you guys are leaving town. I'm staying here.
It's almost harder to leave town than it is to,
Can you come over and water my plants, Carrie? Because you're.
Did you not think to take care of that?
No, I didn't. It's just a little joke.
Oh, okay. Go to our Radio from Hell Facebook page. I put up a post a few weeks ago because one of my plans is we're going to go to a different restaurant every day.
Mm-hmm.
So make some recommendations on that post.
You haven't decided yet which one?
We're putting together the list as we speak.
Can you name one new one that you're going to try out?
No. We're still making those determinations.
I'm going to go to a new restaurant tonight that I've never tried, and I can't think of the name of it. But it's apparently they have Indonesian food,
Nice.
and it's out on State Street out south somewhere. So I've not been there, but I love Indonesian food, and there hasn't really been, and there's certainly not a really, and this is not a complete Indonesian restaurant. They serve other Asian stuff, but. So I'm looking forward to that.
Let's see. We have any other business that we need to take care of?
We got work to do after we leave
do.
the airwaves here. We have stuff to do.
Yes, we do. All right. Fine job as always, Katie. Thank you to
Katie.
Skip and Miriam in the producer's booth. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll see you in a week or so. And live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
That's the last time I go to TMI phlebotomy.
Nick is next.